Hi ladies, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, please consider subscribing to my life because it is one hell of a ride. So in today's video, if you guys don't know me, I am very accident prone and I have had ankle surgeries from, accidents that I've had, and I broke my toe and I broke my coccyx, and I've had so many accidents, and this one is no different. So as you can see, I have a beautiful ceiling fan there. So I was getting into bed and, the kids were all on the bed and I wanted to have some fresh air in the room. And when I opened the window, the curtain was like getting sucked in and then like blowing forward, and I was like, oh gosh, that's so annoying. So the ceiling fan was on and I didn't realise, it didn't process in my mind, like, be careful, don't stand up. So I sort of like jumped up because our bed is obviously there, and I jumped up to grab the curtain, and as I did, I cracked my head. It was spinning on the fastest setting, and as I came up, it cracked me on my head here. And then I don't know if you can see, there's a cut in my ear as well, and it whacked me across my ear, scratched inside my ear, and put a gash onto my head, and I can feel the stitches here. I'm going to see if I can try and show you. There's nothing gory. It's literally just the stitches. But yeah, the picture on my Instagram, and also on my on this picture that I've put in. I don't know if you can see. Got a couple just here and here. Yeah, so immediately I was screaming, I was crying, but I didn't think I was bleeding. I didn't think that it was anything that bad. I thought it just felt like I'd been hit around the head with a baseball bat, and it was just pain, and it was like kind of across here and in my ear. And Matt like got me in the bathroom and he was like, oh, it's bleeding. And then when I looked in the mirror, like all my hair was just like red. It was like soaked in blood. And then I kind of like, and it was all stuck, and I kind of lifted my hair up and went like that, and it was just like stuck with blood, and it was disgusting. And of course, head injuries, they do bleed and they tend to look worse than it was. And I thought, oh, okay, it'll only be a tiny little cut. And then when Matt looked at it, he went, oh, actually it's like that. And I was like, oh, for God's sake. So we popped everyone in the car, and on the way we rang my mother-in-law and said, we're going to drop the kids off on the way because Corinne's whacked her head on the ceiling fan. Yeah, so then we went down to the main hospital where we live, and they were like, it's really busy. There's like 38 people in front of you. And I was like, with my like bleeding, like I had like blood like streaking down my face. I was like, I said, what about the smaller walk-in unit? And they said, oh, actually that one's really quiet. So then we went there, and I was in and out in 2 hours. Basically, they we sat in the waiting room, and then they called me through pretty much straight away, and they started, she put my hair like in a in a pony like that, started cleaning up all my hair and the wound itself, and then got a photo of it. And then one of the like practitioners came in and had a look and was like, yep, that needs stitching. So then I got put on a stretcher, and they were just really nice, and they said, are you cold? And I was like, yeah. Even though I felt like warm to touch and my temperature was 37, I don't know, I guess it was like the shock of it. And I was so tired as well, because there'd been this massive adrenaline rush where I'm like sobbing and like, oh God, like, oh, how bad is it? And then after I'd got there and everything was calm, like they were cleaning it and they'd given me some really strong painkillers, I was kind of like, oh, okay, And then I started to get really tired. And they were like, do you feel drowsy? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, do you feel sick? I was like, not really, but I think it was just the fact. I mean, it could have been concussion. I have spoken to a couple of doctors since, and they said, oh, it could be. But we've still got another 2 weeks yet before, if anything was to manifest. So then what happened? Yeah, then I was on the stretcher for a bit, and then I got called through, explained to another practitioner what happened, that I'd, gone up and cracked my head with the ceiling fan. And they said, okay, we're going to put a couple of stitches in, and They gave me some gas and air because it was so stingy. It was so stingy, so painful. I'm guessing because like all the blood, all the like nerve endings, everything, like on your fingers and toes, that there's a lot of nerve endings there, and on your head as well, there's just so many nerve endings. Every time I put my hands here, it's really weird because I can like feel the stitches like poking through. They're really spiky. But yeah, and that was it. And they gave me some gas and air, and then she put one local anaesthetic in the top, one in the bottom, and then got a pin and went around the area, and I could still feel some of it, so she put a little bit more local in, and then started the stitching, and I was like, oh my god, I can feel that as well, so lucky I had the gas. But it wasn't actually, with the gas, it was bearable, but I've never had stitches before. I've never had someone literally have like a fishhook needle and like put it into my skin and like stitch it like a pair of old jeans that have ripped. Like, it was really weird. It's kind of gnarly to think about, really, when it's like that's my skin, like that's my scalp skin that they're like having to, because originally I thought, oh, they're just gonna like glue it and it'll be fine, but then because it was so big, they were like so yeah, that was that. And I've been feeling so drowsy today and just really weird. Really, I've been taking my painkillers, but like really like headachy and just sleepy. And I had to go to the hospital again today because of my ankle. I had a fracture clinic appointment, and whilst I was there, I popped into ED and had a chat with some of my my colleagues. I explained what happened, and they were like, "Yeah, you just really got to take it easy now, and see how you feel in the next few days." So that was that. That is the whole story of what happened. Hope you enjoyed this video. If ever you have a ceiling fan, please be careful because they are very like the wood is very solid. I'll show you. Can you hear that? Like, it's a really solid wood. But yeah, it was really hard crack. It was really painful. But I survived to tell the tale. But yeah, as always, guys, give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe to me for free. Pop down a comment because I will be reading the comments for the next hour or so. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, ladies.